RetroNORN.
Welcome to the Real Racing Roots 99 Grand Prix.
What makes a good racing game? Maybe it's impressive graphics and visual effects. Maybe for you, it's a game that you can play with your friends. Maybe competitive races that keep you on the edge of your seat, or games with realistic physics simulations. Everyone has their own vision of the perfect racing game, and mine is R4. But before we get into R4, let's start where it all began. Ridge Racer was initially released for the Namco System 22 arcade system board in 1993. The Namco System 22 board looked like this, and it usually powered an arcade cabinet like this. The gameplay was fairly simple. You selected a car, a song, and a difficulty. Another way to play it was Ridge Racer Full Scale, which was a full car complete with a steering wheel and room for passengers. The car blew air on you with fans to simulate wind, and the game was projected on a large screen in front of it. To buy one in 1993, it cost a little over $200,000. But the one big problem with the current iteration of the game was that it was only available at the arcade, so you needed to unstick your smelly body from your couch and go out if you wanted to play it. Fortunately, they solved this 2 years later in 1995 with the PlayStation port, so you could play it within the safety of your own home. The game was a huge commercial success with both the arcade and PlayStation version, and it started an entire series. There was Ridge Racer 2 released for arcades in 1994, Rave Racer, which I assume was Ridge Racer with strobe lights and club music, released for arcade in 1994. Ridge Racer Revolution in 1995, which was a home release of Ridge Racer 2 for the PlayStation. Rage Racer released in 1996 for the PlayStation, and it was Ridge Racer but Angry. Pocket Racer released exclusively in Japan for arcades, and it seemed to be similar to the other games in the series, but with weird and ugly cars. Then finally, in 1998, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4 released on the PlayStation. The premier feature of R4 is the Grand Prix game mode. It featured a series of 8 races within 4 stages. 2 qualifying races, where you needed to get at least 3rd place to move on. 2 quarterfinal races, where you had to get at least 2nd place to move on. 3 semifinals, where you had to get 1st place. And 1 final race on New Year's Eve 1999. For the Grand Prix, you select from one of 4 teams which act as the difficulty. RC Micromouse Mappy, or just Mappy, is the French team and represents the easy difficulty. Pack Racing Club is the Japanese team and represents the normal difficulty. Racing Team Sovalu is the Italian team and represents the hard difficulty. And finally, there is Dig Racing Team, the American team, which represents the expert difficulty. After you pick your team, you select from one of 4 car manufacturers, which are not affected by the team you select. Age Solo, the French manufacturer, their designs focus on compact aerodynamic body styles. Lizard, the American manufacturer, their designs are noted for their dynamic and aggressive forms. Assoluto, the Italian manufacturer, their car designs are characterized by fluid and sporty body styles. And Tarazi, the Japanese manufacturer, renowned for their varied body styles. The manufacturer determines the style of car, as well as if it has drift or grip handling. Once you've selected your car, you have the option between automatic transmission or manual transmission. I've never tried manual because it's just too hard, and I just want to drift around mindlessly. The manager of your team in the beginning of the game is kind of a jerk to you, but it doesn't really matter because nobody cares about the story. Everyone who plays this game plays it for the music. Well, maybe some people play it for the racing, but it's kind of secondary to the killer soundtrack. The Wikipedia page for R4 describes it as funk, breakbeat, acid jazz, UK garage, progressive house, and neo soul. I have no clue what that means, but suffice it to say that the soundtrack is good. Really good. And I think in the end, the music is kind of what lends the game most of its charm. Picking a track, picking a song, and mindlessly drifting around corners makes the ultimate racing experience to me. And it's always a treat to watch your races in replay after the race. So that's about it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it because I had a really fun time making it. Bye.